Welcome to the self-learning platform by Dr. Sushma Singh. Today we start Unit 15, Karl Marx. And our topic is Vision of a Communist Society. Communism is explained by Marx as a form of society which the proletariat will bring into existence through its revolutionary struggle. In Communist Manifesto, Marx and Engels argued that the communists have no interests separate and apart from the interest of the proletariat as a whole. In his economic and philosophical manuscripts, Marx defined communism as the positive abolition of private property. It also entails the abolition of classes and abolition of division of labor. In economic terms, the communist society will be a society of associated producers. In political terms, communism will be the first state in the history of mankind to use political power for universal interest instead of partisan interests. Thus, it will be different from the state in capitalism, which is no more than the managing committee of the bourgeoisie. For Marx, the state in capitalism is serving the long-term interest of the bourgeoisie as a whole. It promotes and legitimizes the exploitation of the proletariat by the bourgeoisie. In Critique of the Gotha program, Marx talked of two stages of communist society. In the first state, communism will bring about the socialization of means of production. It means that the means of production will not be in the hands of any one class, but in the hands of society as a whole. At this stage, wage labor will continue to exist, and organizing principle of economy will be from each according to his capacity to each according to his work. It means that everyone will work according to one's ability and get according to the amount of work done. At the second and the final stage, the communist society will ensure the end of man's domination by the objective forces. As already stated, communism for Marx is not only the positive abolition of private property, but also the abolition of state and abolition of human self-alienation. It will be a class-less and stateless society in which government of men will be replaced by administration of things. It will be return of man to himself as a social, that is really human being. Communism is viewed by Marx as the true final solution of the conflict between existence and essence, objectification and self-affirmation, freedom and necessity, individual and the species. Marx also claimed that communism is the final solution to the riddle of history and knows itself to be this solution. Man is communism will become conscious of himself as the prime mover of history as well as its product. As stated earlier, since communism will ensure the disappearance of social division of labor, it will become possible for men to do one thing today, another tomorrow, to hunt in the morning, fish in the afternoon, rear cattle in the evening, and criticize after dinner without ever becoming a hunter, a fisherman, a shepherd, or a critic. Moreover, it will be a state of plenty where everyone will work according to capacity and get according to need. The creation of new needs will also ensure the creation of means for their satisfaction. History will not come to an end, it will continue in terms of creation of new needs and creation of methods of their fulfillment. It should be noted that under communism, alienation will come to an end, but labor will continue to remain a vital need. The sphere of material production will remain in the realm of necessity. The realm of freedom will begin only in the leisure time. Thus, work will continue to be an obligation even in the communist society. Next topic is general assessment. Marx is undoubtedly one of the most influential philosophers of modern times. His ideas have acquired the status of a powerful ideology. His ideas on alienation, historical materialism, class war, surplus value, and his vision of a proletariat revolution, dictatorship of the proletariat, socialism, and communism have been extensively discussed, debated, modified, and sometimes even rejected by his followers and adversaries. His writings are so voluminous and his themes are so wide ranging that Marx has come to mean different things to different people. For example, there are studies which seek to distinguish between early and later. While early Marx is projected as a humanist philosopher interested in redemption of mankind from alienation. The later Marx is viewed as an economist and a revolutionary interested in abolishing exploitation. Early Marx is Marx of the economic and philosophical manuscripts, while the later Marx is Marx of the Communist Manifesto, a contribution to the critique of political economy and capital. There are also studies which see an underlying unity between the early and the later Marx. Some studies have even tried to assess the influence that Engels exercised on Marx and influence that Marx exercised on Engels. Such studies have a valid point to make because initially Marx was basically a philosopher while Engels was basically an economist. Due to influence that they exercised on each other, Marx moved from philosophy to economics, while Engels moved from economics to philosophy, so much so that it is almost impossible to give a universally acceptable and a non-partisan assessment of Marx. Marx's vision of new social order in which there will be neither alienation nor exploitation, nor classes, no class antagonism, no authority, no state, is highly fascinating. And because of this, attraction. Sabine called Marxism a utopia, but a generous and a human one. However, though he admitted that historical developments are always open to several possibilities, yet he did not agree that such possibilities were open to his own theory. However, though not putting his own theory to the possibility of a dialectical critique, as Avineri said, was a grave mistake. Berling, commenting on his tremendous popularity for generations, found that to be a negation of Marx's rigid framework of determinism. Plasmines distinguished between a German Marxism and Russian communism. Harrington portrayed the contemporary radical view of Marx as being an excellent critic of capitalism, but unable to provide a detailed alternative to it. This failure of Marx is mainly because of the fact that he was writing at the time when democracy was only one of the possibilities and not a universal reality as it is today. Because of this lacuna, he could not grasp the dynamics of a democracy and the importance of civil and political liberties for any civilized society. Now, summary of the unit. Karl Marx is known for his radical socialist convictions and anti-state views. He borrowed the concept of alienation and the dialectical method from Hegel, but modified them in a fundamental way. He attacked Hegel for identifying the existence of object with alienation, which makes the objective world a mere fantasy. Marx even applied dialectics used by Hegel in the domain of ideas to explain the material conditions of life. Marx holds that the material and the ideal are not only different but opposite and constitute a unity in which the material is primary and the mind is or idea is secondary. Thus, according to him, the ultimate cause which determines the whole course of human history is the economic development of society. This was explained by the theory of historical materialism. Starting with primitive communism, the mode of production has passed through three stages: slavery, feudalism, and capitalism, and the consequent division of society into distinct classes: slave master, serf barton, and proletariat capitalist, and the struggle of these classes against one another. The general relation as well as form of state are to be grasped neither from themselves nor from the so-called general development of human mind, but they have their roots in the material conditions of life. Classes are defined by Marx on the basis of twin criteria of a person's place in the mode of production. Class is based on ownership or control of means of production and ownership of property. Surplus value accrues to the capitalist because the commodity produced by the worker is sold by the capitalist for more than what he receives as wages. And this is the distinctive feature of capitalist mode of production. The disappearance of class difference and the disappearance of property is the determining factor of status. In final analysis, Marx visualized the emergence of a classless society, and this can be achieved, according to him, through revolution and dictatorship of the proletariat. This will lead to the establishment of a communist society, and this is the final solution to the riddle of history. We want to wind up this lecture and we have come to the end of the unit as well as course. Thank you so much for your attention.